Hey Flosstube, Ashley here, Buggy Stitcher on YouTube, Schleesem_Buggy Stitcher on Instagram, coming to you guys with another Flosstube update, I guess. I never know what to call these. A regular video, not an unboxing. So yeah, I skipped last week's video recording. It was way too busy of a week and I didn't really stitch on well, I guess I stitched on a ton, but I didn't find the time to record. And then this last week, all I stitched on was one project, so I'll explain that in just a second. So let's go ahead and just dive right in. So the last weekly prompts that I believe I recorded was pick a holiday, and I had picked Christmas, I think. And I was doing my baubles, but I didn't like all the color of the baubles. I think that's what I did. Oh, and Easter, and then I showed Easter. The next prompt after that was a free choice, and I just had no, a focus to pick just one thing. So I just stitched on whatever I wanted that week. So that was just kind of like a blast through. So that being said, I will go ahead and show everything and then show what this last prompt was, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, so anyway. Okay, first up we have the Mermaid Fowl. And I didn't finish this yet. I have until the 31st, to finish this section, which I need to get going on. But I've kind of put everything aside to try and, anyway. So I'll explain in a minute. So here is the progress that I've gotten done on this one. This one is the middle square. I'm working on little sand castle. So there's the sand castle and then there's Ariel over here, or a mermaid. So yeah, we are so close to being done. I just have the center square, but the center square still has a fair bit of stitches left to stitch in it. So we've broken up the square into two parts, and then that's what we're doing. And that is a soda stitch pattern. Okay, I'll just start creating a pile. Next up we have my Haid turned Story Keep pattern. So I had this original pattern this way and I converted it or cut it down to just be this. So this is my personally made Story Keep pattern that I made myself. I didn't have like Haid turn it into a Story Keep or anything. And here is where we've gotten to. I did a couple hundred stitches on this one. Still really enjoying the style of stitching that I'm doing, the Royal Rose. Although I just found out, so a Royal Rose, I guess you're supposed to park in the dungeon and not over in the East Tower, but I prefer to stitch or to park all my threads in the East Tower because that's like the direction that I stitch. And then if I can't park in the East Tower, then I park in the dungeon. And then as soon as I'm done going this way, I come back down here and do this. That would make more sense to you if you know what style of stitching this is, Royal Rose. If you don't, then just, yeah, YouTube Royal Rose, or maybe I'll put her video tutorial in the link down below. I can't remember her. I think her YouTube channel is like Royal Rose or Royal Rose something. Anyway, so yeah, I really enjoy that type of stitching, especially for the full coverage because I'm finding that I'm getting lost in cross country. Oh, excuse me. So yeah. Anyway, next up we have a pattern that I made for I Was Phoebe and myself. It's the UK version, the 2017 release of the Harry Potter Philosopher's Stone cover. As soon as I can do a view PDF to show you this pattern right here. And so I had stitched a couple hundred stitches on this, and this is where I've gotten to. The problem is, this is 28 count, and I'm really really struggling with it. I don't know why, but I can't see where like I'm stitching. So I decided to chuck it and start it over on 18 count Ada Fiddlers, which is very stiff right now because it's just taken out of the package and I was too impatient to wash it. So here is my restart. Not very much, but I was quite frustrated after stitching those couple hundred stitches and starting it over on this, and I was frustrated. So it's still kind of in a timeout, but restarted it. Hopefully that will be better for me. Hopefully that will be better for me. Okay, next up, I think I showed you guys this new start last time. This is, or maybe not. If not, then I had a new start. Seaside Tiny Town. I bought this last year sometime, and I've really wanted to be starting it, but I just haven't really found a chance or time and kind of then forgot about it. But, excuse me. No, I think this is a new start. I don't think I showed anyone this yet. Oh, and I have to take it out of the frame. I am stitching this on 32 count linen, which is so funny because I can see this better than I can see the 28 count even weave for some reason. I don't know why. But this is 32 count linen stitched over 2, and it's like a sky blue or grayish color. And this is what I've done. I had a really hard time putting this down. Like, I really wanted to continue stitching this, but I have other things that I need to stitch. And so I'm putting it down. It was a really good start. I enjoyed it very much. I did change this a little bit. So this little crab is supposed to have the same color of his body. Is supposed to be his legs and his like little eye things before I put the beads on there. And I made the mistake of doing black, thinking it was black. That looked, oh, so sorry. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Anyway, I made the mistake of doing black. Check the pattern. Oh, stinker, it's supposed to be a pink. So, and I almost ripped it out, but then I decided after looking at the pattern that no, I really do like the way the black looks. I was really excited about the crab. So this is the little crab, how he's supposed to look, all pink. But I think I much prefer the black. The little black legs. I don't know. So I'm keeping him. That's the one change that I've made so far. And you can see I still have my needle kind of like sitting in there. But yeah, really enjoying this. You know, the little eyes on the French knots make the birds look crazy, and I love it. And yeah, I should have started this a long time ago. So super excited that I finally got it started. Finally. Put that away. Okay, and put the hoop back in there because I'm still enjoying stitching this. Okay, next up we have, I believe I need to show you the bookshelf, the reading bookshelf. I am still behind on it. I had just finished I just finished the April 1st. Yeah, I just finished the first part. Oh, I think I did show this. Oh well, I'll show it again. So I'd finished this already, and this is where I've gotten to. I am in the process of trying to chart up the, what am I trying? I needed some coffee, I think. I'm trying to chart the trophy for the goblet. There we go, the goblet of fire. Jeez Louise. I'm trying to chart that up. Right now it kind of looks like a martini glass, so I think that's why I haven't pulled this back out yet, because I normally, when something's kind of hard, I tend to bury my head in the sand. for a while until I get enough gumption. Then I'm like, why did I put this off? I don't know why. I tend to do that a lot. But anyway, so I need to rip these stitches out because I don't like how it looks, and I need to redo it. But yeah, I'm in the process of working out how to chart this up, which is why I'm still in April and not even in May. So yeah, but I have been keeping track of my like reading. So there is that. But yeah, I need to get on it. But I have time now. So I have this, I'll be keeping this out and the Mermaid out to get caught up on those. So next up we have this dragon. I haven't worked on in a while. It's this little dragon right here. And I don't know, I kind of fancied stitching on a dragon. I didn't get too much done though. I got maybe about 150 stitches in. And just filling in all of this kind of confetti right here. Yeah, looking okay so far. There is white that's like stitched area right there. But yeah, he looks really good. I just need to get working on him. But it's still like a fairly newish kit, so it's not enjoyable to work on yet. I really struggle with new kits sometimes because the fabric is still super stiff and I much prefer to stitch on something that's softer. And until it gets broken in and like worked in a little bit, I struggle getting started on stitching on stamped kits. But I just have to keep pulling it out slowly, put the hoop on. Putting the hoop in a lot and moving the hoop around definitely like works your fabric a lot and definitely helps with that. So yeah, I just need to keep pulling him out. Okay, next up we have been working on my Hobbit House Starry Night, my Starry Night Hobbit House. It doesn't have a good picture, so let me get you one. Stitching, there we go. I kind of pull this out anytime I don't really know what to work on, and it's been doing pretty good. The fabric is starting to be worked in, which is nice, so it's starting to become more enjoyable now that it's kind of getting worked in. But here's where we've gotten to so far, and I really like it. I've just been working up here now that I've got this like window filled in. I asked my husband, since I am stitching this for him, where he wanted me to start on the pattern, and he said the house in general, or the windows. So that's where I started, and now I'm just kind of working up to the hill and to the sky. But yeah, it's looking really good. This is a fairly large kit though, so I mean that's what we've gotten done. So I show it to you like this and it makes it look like I've done a ton, but really it's like I still have a long ways to go. I have done a ton, but we have a ways. So yeah, I really like how I can see the little pillar and everything's looking really good. And again, this is starting to become a nice kit to work on because it has been worked on a couple of times, so the fabric is starting to break in and be soft and wonderful. So we've been working on that. Okay, next up, so for May, I am doing Kaylin Manning May. I don't remember if that's the hashtag or not. I'll have to post it down below. But I'm just trying to work a lot on this pattern, and I think I've been doing a pretty good job. I have slacked this last week just because I've been working on other things. But let me get the pattern up to show ya. So originally it was supposed to look like that. Oh. Nope. I gotta find the right one. It was supposed to look view mock-up like that. But I chose to change all the colors because I wanted more beachy colors. And so I changed it to be that. And so far it is turning out really good. I've only changed one color from my original like design or change, which you can, it's already changed on here. So this is what we've got. It's looking really good so far. I really do love all the colors that I've chosen. Definitely gives me a beachy vibe. We have 850 stitches so far done on this, 12.96%. So I really need to kind of get caught up on this. I wanted to try and see how close to a finish I can get on this for May, but I'm like a week, maybe not about a week behind on what I want to do. And I needed to do like 200 stitches a day on it or something to get caught up. But this does stitch up really fast. So this will also be out for this week's stitching. I'll be stitching on this, the bookshelf, and the mermaid. I'm trying to get caught up on all those projects since everything has kind of been slacking and lacking and being sad. Okay, I only have a couple more projects left. So next up is Pokemon. So I did stitch on both of the Pokemons, I believe. I can't remember if I showed this to you or not, so I'm gonna show it again. But I started stitching on this guy right here, this little Pokemon. You can't even tell. I already have Ponyta done. And this is, the pattern picture that they gave me is terrible, but it's this one. So I finished Ponyta right here. Let me see if I can get it to focus and zoom. There we go. And this is very blurry. It's not my camera. So I finished Ponyta, and I'm working on the wing of this like Firebird. I can't remember the name of that Pokemon, but yeah. So I just started filling this in right here, and I have filled in some of this like grayish there as well. You can't really tell. So there we go. And again, this is why I've been trying to start filming weekly, because by the time I get to the end of the week or the next week, I have no idea what I've shown you, what I haven't shown you. And I tend to stitch on so many things that it's hard to remember. So, I don't know. And I don't think I've showed you guys this one yet either. So, and if I have, sorry, but again, it's been a couple weeks, and so I can't remember what I showed and didn't show. So, Pokemon. I want to have this finished this year, which I know is a really big feat, because I'm only halfway done, a little over halfway. But here is my starter Pokemon, which I wish I would have put Pikachu in here, but oh well, too late. So I already have Charmander and Squirtle done, and so my goal to get this finished this year would be to finish Bulbasaur. So I just worked on filling up in this leaf. We got a little water droplet right here, and I'm just working down towards his bulb. So I've been trying to fill in all right here. Yeah, it's very slow go. Very slow go, because this is like double the other two. But I'm trying really hard to work on it, and he is looking really good so far. But yeah, I have a lot to go. I have half of this to do. So, but we still have a lot to do. So there is a lot of stitches left. Okay, that's it for that. So then the next prompt was not pick a holiday, but then pick a season. So I ended up picking autumn. And I was going to do 2 different patterns, but I only ended up having time to do 1. So I ended up picking my my Autumn Stardew Valley pattern. Unfortunately, this pattern is stitched as 5s and does not work in Pattern Keeper. So I have to use Easy PDF Reader to be able to cross off my stitches, and I have to work in 5s, which it doesn't sound like it's really hard, but it is really hard. Like I have a really hard time doing it when it's not intense like everything else. So I have reached out to the seller, and she says she can't change it, so that's okay. But I just wish it was a little different, I guess. So here is the Autumn Stardew Valley. And of course I'm in the really big tree right now, so it's just kind of confetti nightmare. But I mean, it is doable. I just have to go really slow, have no interruptions, and only stitch a little bit at a time, which none of that normally like happens. So here's where I've gotten to so far. I did about 200, maybe 250 stitches on this for the prompt. Again, I just don't ever have enough like quiet to focus and stitch in 5s. So, but it is looking good. So there's that. So that was that prompt. This week's prompt is a mystical creature, I believe. No, mythical creature, I believe. I need to look. Again, my brain can't brain. Mythical creature. Jeez Louise. Anyway, I've chosen to do the Kraken, the Black Pearl by the Witchy Stitcher. And so I'm about 50, almost 50% done with that. So I'm hoping to get a really big push on that, especially since it's a monochromatic. So you guys will see that next week. And then that is it, other than this big surprise. I have a finish. Yes, I have a finish. I don't finish things very often because I have way too many projects and I just never focus on anything. But Emma, I was Phoebe, she was like, hey, you should just work on the cottage because you're gonna get that finished this year. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I should work on that. And when I pulled it out, let me show you what it was at when I pulled it out. And I pulled it out May 10th is when I started like doing it. So that's what I had left to do. I had all of this right here, which was about, I think if I calculated it correctly, about 4,800 stitches. So that's what I still had to do. And I finished it. Let's see, today is May 14th. I pulled it out the evening of the 9th. So yeah, pretty stinking good. So here it is, fully finished, ready to go. I still have to cut some of my hanging strings in the back and wash it and iron it and everything, but I just finished this last night at 10:37 at night, and I am so happy I did. This is my very first finish, and well, it's very first big finish for myself. I have one finish, which is the Wizard and the Owl, but I stitched that kind of for the family, not necessarily for myself, and it's not full coverage. This is a full coverage pattern for myself, and I am so excited because this is one of the very first ones that I did. One of my very first purchases. I'm pretty sure I purchased this off of AliExpress. So yeah, I'm so excited. And for those of you who are curious, again, I still haven't clipped some of my hanging threads from the last few stitches, but this is the back. Total crazy disaster. I have no rules when it comes to stitching. So I weave in my ends and I travel however I feel like it. This side is full cross. This side is 10 stitch. So this side full cross, this side tent. I converted it, and I'm so glad I did, because if I wouldn't have, I don't think I would have finished this. And you can't tell, it looks so good. I can see the pathway and the bushes and everything, and I'm just so excited. So for those of you who are curious about the tent stitching, I converted this about halfway through being done with it, from full cross to tent. I ran out of 2 colors, and not too much. I only had to steal about maybe 2 lengths worth of a full 6 strands, because when I'm stitching tent, I use the full 6 strands. So yeah, I didn't run out a ton, but I did have to borrow from my stash. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it. It's a 30 by 40. Yeah, 30 by 40, 11 count stamped kit, and I'm in love. So I have to get this framed. By framed, I mean I frame it myself. I get this hanging up in my living room because I am so proud. And thank you, Emma, for the push. It really jumped me into gear when she was like, you are finishing this year. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I planned on it, but I guess I didn't really, I don't know, I tend to stitch on a bunch of different things for some reason. And I worked on this, let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I finished it on the night of the 13th. So I worked on this for 4 straight days, did 4,800 stitches on it. And that's crazy. That is a crazy amount of stitches. And that's what focus will get you. But yeah, I work on way too many things all the time, and I don't just sit down and work on something. But it did help that the only thing I had left was this corner, and I am a section stitcher. So if I see a section and I want to get it done, I tend to be very focused on that. But when I look at the whole thing, I'm like, no, I'll never get that finished. But if I see a detail, okay, I really want to see this well finished, then I will focus on it and work on it, because that's what motivates me, is the sections. So yeah, I don't know, that's just how I stitch. But finally focused on it, finally did it, finally finished it. So excited. I'm gonna get it washed this week, and then I will show you guys what it looks like all washed and clean. Yeah, I don't have anything else to show. So thank you all so much for joining me. I really appreciate every single one of you. I hope you all stay safe, stay warm, and talk to you guys next time. Bye.